on Bulls. On today's episode, we're going to be breaking down the Bulls' big win over the Pistons in Paris. In Paris, we'll talk about all that, big games from Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, and more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls and Chicago Bears Central channels. Now, Pat, the Bulls going to win over the Detroit Pistons. Well, apparently, I don't know if they've even updated the scoreboard yet. The scoreboard issues in this game were hilarious, bro. Talk about a controversy built in, but outside of the scoreboard issues, Zach LaVine, Vooch, DeMar, again looking like the big three they rightfully so should look like in trying to lead this team. What do you think overall about the win that we got over the Pistons today?
I think this is a good win for the Bulls. It definitely moves you in the right direction. 2 in a row now, in theory, right? Like, I know they're very spaced out, but 2 in a row now gets you moving in the right direction. It's a win versus a team that had a lot of storylines that we talked about yesterday that normally would go against the Bulls. My biggest question is, has Diallo always been that big of a bucket getter?
No, I mean, listen, we're going to let a role player go off, but luckily we won every quarter of this game. So you know what I mean.
I just wanted to know if he really was balling like that, because I was intrigued. I was like, this is a nice game, bro. He hit him with a nice left to right, got to the rim, came with the Haize shift, right hand lay.
Out of the last 6 games, he has scored in double digits. 5 out of the last 6 has Diallo of the Pistons. So apparently he has been cooking lately.
Maybe I don't know, but anyway, I
he's averaging 12.3 points on 70% shooting in the month of January.
Intriguing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't send y'all P. Will for him, but
no. Keep.
I think the big thing here is that that you want to kind of focus in on is that the Bulls do come away with the win. And it was a good team win, right? Like, This isn't a game where we sit here and talk about one part of the team that didn't hold up its end of the bargain, right? Vooch gave you the double-double you needed from him. DeMar DeRozan came in, gave you the ISO scoring at times, and played within the offense really well. I want to make sure we give him credit.
Really active in the passing lanes as well in that game.
Yes, he played really well in the passing lanes as well, did some good things there. And then Zach LaVine, of course, being our highest scorer, our bucket getter for tonight, especially in that second half, man. It's one of those games where you look at it and you're like, wow, hey, everybody stepped up, including the other guys. P. Will had an impact in this game as well. Kobe White, of course, in that second half really came out cooking a little bit more, right? Like, so I thought this was a good all-around win. The problem is that it takes beating a team like the Pistons for us to feel good about a good all-around team win with our team. So it's still up and down. We ain't there yet. Told y'all 5 games above 500, but good win nonetheless. At this point, all the wins are good wins because you said it 3 games below 500.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. We'll talk about that towards the end of the show because the Bulls have 37 games left. They still sit at 3 games below 500. They're going to have to go on a nice, decent win streak. They're going to win at least 3 more games than what they lose for the rest of the season just to be at 500. But with that being said, let's focus on this one. Zach LaVine, another game in which you asked the question. I don't know if it was the last episode or the episode before last. Can we have both DeMar and Zach get to the line? Zach got to the line 9 times, DeMar 8 times in this game. What do you think about that aspect of them both getting to the line?
I loved it, but I also think that it's how the team we're playing against, right? Like,
for sure.
When you're going up against Detroit, right? They're going to attack the paint a lot more. You're going to attack the paint a lot more. The Bulls are a mid-range team. Detroit's somewhat of a mid-range team, right? So it kind of, even though one's much worse than the other one is, or at least worse than, I don't know if much worse, but I'll say much worse. Even though one's much worse than the other one is, and the Bulls are the Pistons, right? The big thing at the end of the day is the fact that you're attacking down there. You're consistently getting down there. You're creating opportunities, and you're not just sitting there getting out of your game because you're not taking advantage of, or you're not getting a foul call on every one of those opportunities. You know what? There was a bunch of times tonight where I was like, a lot of contact on Zach there, but he just kept going. Or a lot of contact on DeMar there, but he kept going. Although DeMar, the tough part about DeMar is DeMar tried to sell it with everyone. He does that lay down fall after every jump shot, and it's like, listen, brother, you're so far out of defensive position. At this point, it don't even make sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of that in this game. I will say this. Bulls in this game getting 11 steals, forcing the Pistons to have 15 turnovers. Now, we did have 14 turnovers ourselves. We lose the rebounding battle by 1. Out of the big three in this game, who do you think played the best overall game? Who are you giving the best overall game to?
I mean, I'm still going to go with Vooch, right? I think we've gone with Vooch the entire time. And he didn't even do nearly as much, right? He didn't even put up the 43-point game. Just consistent. Did a lot for you around the boards. Got you second chance opportunities on tip outs, right? Got you, I really like how he played. I mean, the tough part is, right, in this situation, you could say that they all had moments where they played the best. And I think that's the important part. That's the point of having three dudes that can attack and score at the bucket like the dudes you have here. You had DeMar DeRozan, who at times had to be the one-on-one guy. Guess what? He was the one-on-one guy. It's the thing that we've been missing the last few games, and he was able to go out there and get buckets, really be able to help the Bulls build out this lead. You needed somebody that was going to stretch the league. Zach LaVine comes out, knocks down 2 big three-pointers. Boom, all of a sudden, now the lead's starting to move in the right direction, right? I feel like everybody had their moment to really step up and play that big role for the Chicago Bulls in this game. But, I mean, if we're going to say the most consistent, right, Zach had a better second half than first. DeMar kind of had a great first quarter, great third quarter type thing. Vooch was kind of just Vooch all throughout the night.
Yeah. So we've been talking much about the supporting cast in these games. Patrick Williams and Ayo all scoring over double digits. How'd you feel about the game that they had today?
I think the big thing with the other guys, right, is that you love how in this matchup, Ayo Dosunmu took Killian Haize 110% out the game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like at home. At literally, like, not at home like Detroit, like at home country. He's playing in front of his hometown fans. Yeah. He's like, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, I'm looking at the fact that Ayo Dosunmu made an impact on the game defensively. I thought Patrick Williams played the passing lanes really well, got his hands in on some tough plays. There was a lot of times in this game where I saw guys try to turn the corner and run into him and go, he's large. You know what I mean? Like, that's the P. Will that I've missed. Not to say that he was a clamp on anybody tonight. I thought Diallo was actually cooking him at points. But I like that he was actually in position, made some nice plays, got some nice blocks there. I believe he had 2 steals, 2 blocks on the night. To go along with 10 points. And listen, that's all I'm asking. Methodical game. I'm not asking you to come out here and be the best player in the NBA night in and night out. I'm asking you to have an impact on the game tonight. Patrick Williams had an impact on the game. I would assume had a major impact on the game. And so I love how those two have come out.
For sure. Completely agree with you there. I like the way Ayo not only gave the effort defensively, but at times when he's pushing the pace again, which we've always said that's when he looks the best at, hitting his open shots today. He did miss 2 3-pointers. One of those were wide open. I can't remember what the second one was. But overall, I really did like Ayo's two-way game. And every member of the Bulls starting 5 had a double-digit positive plus minus, which is good. And so, overall, I like the way that it seems like the way that they're playing and executing their offense now, where it's Zach, DeMar, Vooch, of course, getting the lion's share of the touches, but they're still spreading the ball around. They're moving the ball to find the open shot. Zach LaVine was about to take a shot that I was just like, listen, Zach, it's 18 seconds. Oh, wait, he passed it. And like literally, and he drew the defense to him. And I was like, see, that's Zach LaVine using his shooting ability as a way to open up the game for other players. So I like the way the offense has been looking the last couple of games. This is his first game with DeMar back. We do need to see it be a little bit more consistent, but overall, it does feel like there is a concerned effort to change the way that they execute the offense, and that's what I enjoy seeing.
Yeah, and you know what? It seems like they've found some solutions. That's the one part that is the biggest concern for us. It's like, listen, we can talk about this all day. We can talk about how we need to improve this all day. We can talk about how, and that's what the Bulls do best, right? Like they talk, the press conferences, they know what to say, how to say the right things, what to do. But the biggest thing that we've asked is, okay, but where are the results on this? I think we're finally starting to see some results offensively that even in our losing efforts, right, we had to look at it and say, hey, listen, we lost versus OKC tonight. Bad loss.
Mm-hmm.
Wide open shots left and right. Got to knock them down.
Yeah.
That's telling me that the system works versus the best teams because we've seen it work versus Boston, versus Milwaukee, versus those guys, right? And you can make it work versus the worst teams. You just got to knock down those shots. And I'll say this, the one thing, too. This was the perfect game for the Bulls to start taking Detroit lightly. And not to say that they played Detroit well the entire time, but how they came out in the first quarter, I thought that second quarter, right, Detroit got a nice little scoring bump, scored, I think, 32 or 33 points in that. Yeah. Although we'll never know the actual score because nobody knew what the score was at that point. But that was the moment there where I was like, you know what, though? There's still Detroit scoring, but the Bulls are still running their system. They're not getting out of their body. They're not throwing their game off because Detroit's playing well right now. So I thought the Bulls did some good things in this game. Still in the same spot.
Yeah, I mean the Bulls did some very good things. Let's see how it goes and continues on. And we got some more things to talk about the game. I want to talk a little bit about the bench in the game. Alex Caruso and Kobe White had in this game. But before we do that, I got to talk to you guys about our partner LinkedIn. As a small business owner or hiring manager, you know that success in 2023 all depends on the team members you surround yourself with. That's why you have to check out Locked On Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs. With LinkedIn Jobs, you can hire qualified candidates more efficiently by matching open roles with people who have the skills, values, and experiences to help you achieve your goals. LinkedIn Jobs helps you quickly attract qualified candidates to your open jobs with targeting tools. They go beyond the resume data by using insights from your job post, company, and their 875 million member profiles to put your post in front of the most qualified candidates. Identify the most qualified candidates on LinkedIn Jobs and connect with them fast and for free. LinkedIn Jobs makes it easy to screen and rate applicants based on your job qualifications all on one platform. It's why small businesses rank LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus the leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA. That's linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA to post your job for free. And of course, terms and conditions do apply.
Came in a little aggressive on that one, brother.
Yeah, it did. I was surprised at that. It did come on highly aggressive, actually. A little strange there.
Concerning.
It's hype about the win. It's hype about the Bulls win, bro.
Somebody better be. Because me and you both came in and just like, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What we doing here, Haize?
Oh, wait.
Haize, we doing a whole show, brother.
No,
we are live.
You usually you don't have the separate read afterwards. I was waiting for you. Listen, bro, it's been a long day, long work day. Bulls game in the middle of the day kind of throws off the energy and vibe around here a little bit. I wanted to talk about the bench. Alex Caruso, Kobe White specifically, defense and offense. How'd you feel about the games from Alex Caruso and Kobe White tonight, Pat?
Oh, that was great. Complimentary of each other, right? In fact, so complimentary that they turn plays into different plays for each other. I thought Kobe White's defensive awareness was a lot higher in this game. I saw him trying to attack a couple of times just on like, I'm going to just sneak up and snatch this away from you. But the one thing for me, right, that this Bulls team, and even though Caruso, tonight was a Caruso game, or today was a Caruso game. Where you look at the stat line and you're like, wow, this guy did absolutely nothing. But you didn't feel that during the game. You watch this game and you know that Alex Caruso was out there defensively doing a really good job, stepping in, snatching the ball away from guys, really making things difficult for guys that were driving to the rim, right? Like those are the things for me that I'm looking at from Alex Caruso to do on a night in, night out basis. Thought he had some really good moments there, facilitated the ball pretty well as well. I will say this. The Bulls ball movement tonight was phenomenal, and Alex Caruso was a big part of that. And that's something that I haven't come to expect to see. Not to say Caruso doesn't move the ball, but it's usually a very slow Like, we're in a half court set. We're just going to, all right, kick it down to there, back up, move it back around. Here we go. You know, like they were whipping that mug around. I thought that was very good to see from the Bulls.
Yeah, ball movement was great. Caruso just, that man has if his insurance agent's probably like, yeah, man, listen. Did you pay off your policy today? Did you make sure you paid it off? Because the way that man just flings his body around is like, hey, injuries are bound to happen with that dude. But I love it because he impacts the game. And like you said, Caruso has the type of game that if you just look at the box score, people who don't actually watch basketball, they'll never be able to appreciate the things that Alex Caruso does in this game. He did get 4 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, but that still only, brings his impact together only so much, man. He played a great all-around game today, except for shooting. It's 1 for 4, but it's Alex Caruso. Kobe, on the other hand, Kobe is playing with some confidence that I appreciate on both sides of the ball. Like, it's almost at the point now where it's like Kobe's like, hey, yeah, I'll take that defensive assignment. Like, Kobe, you sure about that? Like, at this point, I feel like Kobe would look at Bradley Beal, be like, yeah, I could guard Bradley. I'm not worried about it.
I just love the mentality on Kobe, right? Kobe, yeah. I forget. It might have been Killian Hayes or it might have been Jaden Ivey, actually. I think it was Jaden Ivey. Where mixed them, got past them to the bucket. Easy. And then Kobe Whiteside, give me the ball. Goes down on the other end. Boom, knocks down a 3. You know what I mean? Like, I like the mentality that Kobe White is displaying to say, hey, you're not going to be better than me. I'm not the Kobe White that y'all thought I was last season. Ain't no clap it up over here. You know what I mean? We're going to work. And I feel like that's the mindset that he's exuded a lot this season. And he has defensively. He has improved. He is one of the I would argue you got mostly defenders on your bench, so I can't say that, but probably he's one of your best two-way players on the team. And who would have ever thought we'd say that about Kobe White?
Not a lot of people, bro. Not a lot of people. Kobe is one of the better two-way players on this team. Now, one of the other really good two-way players that had a big game in this one, we didn't talk much about DJJ. Freshly engaged. What did you think about the game from DJJ today?
Congratulations on the engagement, brother. We saw it working out. You were flying around the court. You need to get engaged before every single game. Preferably to the same woman. We don't want to start no beefs inside the home, man.
Is this what we doing, bro? We telling people they need to get engaged before every game, brother?
This man was balling out here. I mean, defensively did some great things. Yeah. Really, what do you have? 3-4 strips. You know what I mean? Like people trying to rise up. He was running the floor really well, going up at the rim. I haven't seen the Bulls throw that many oops to DJJ in one game. Now, granted, right? Maybe it's because of the Pistons and nobody's really protecting the paint down there. But I haven't seen the Bulls throw that many oops to DJJ all season. And he got like 4 or 5 of them in one game. And by the way, Io, stop trying to kill our players by making them jump into the backboard, brother. Like, I'm just saying. Had Zach LaVine out here jumping out the gym, had DJJ jumping out the gym, brother. Man, let's work on the direction of them passes a little bit more. But no, I thought that DJJ, again, one of the other guys that made a legitimate impact. What did he play? 18 minutes, something like that? And
DJ 17 minutes in the game.
17 minutes.
5 for 6 from the field.
When you look at that stat line, right, and you see what you got out of him, I mean, you have to be proud of the type of game he had.
We saw Marko Simonovic this game.
Hey. Marcus Couch said we saw him because Billy finna leave him over there.
I know, yeah, he's definitely finna leave him. Like, hey, man, you forgot your kid. No, it's good. You got it. You got it.
Hold on to that.
Hey, he's gonna be like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone when he wakes up in the morning and the Bulls flew out. And he's still there.
You didn't see the story. They had left Marco. He actually
they really did leave Marco.
They left Marco. He snuck in with the luggage. I had to have one of them stickers on the forehead and just came sliding out. And it was like, hey man, who let the ball boy ride the goddamn luggage cart? Who let the ball boy ride the luggage cart? He just came out with a basketball tucked under his arm. You know what I mean?
That is hilarious, bro.
By the way, does need to be noted as well, Dalen Terry shooting 100% in the month of January. So we moving in the right direction, baby.
Hey, listen, a PER of 86, it is what it is, bro.
Hey, man, cooking right now, dog. He's cooking right now.
That's crazy. But yeah, overall, really good game. I love the production from the bench. Before we get out this last segment, I do got to ask you this: Is it over for Andre Drummond? Like, what's going on? Like, and DJJ as a backup center, at least in these two matchups, has given us some really good minutes, man. What do you think's going on with Drummond?
I don't know. I'm here's something that I haven't brought to the show yet because I felt like it makes no sense based on the things that we've talked about needing. But is Drummond a trade piece?
No.
He's playing like one, when you see somebody play really well and then you're like, all right, stop playing him so we can move him so he doesn't get hurt.
That's the thing. When have you seen Drummond play really well in the last 10 games?
I mean, Drummond's just played well this season playing his role, right? Like outside of the 4 fouls in 3 minutes. He's been the same guy, consistent guy.
I got to disagree with it. There's times where he's slow in rotations. There's times where he's falling asleep. Like that, and it's not regularly, but I don't think like Drummond hasn't been like the first however many games when he first started, Drummond was balling. Then when he came back from injury, he was balling for a little while there as well. But to me, Drummond hasn't played the best to where the point where you're like, oh, he's playing good for a trade piece. Let's sit him down. I don't think he's played that well.
I mean, all you're advertising is, hey, he gets rebounds and 10 points in 10 minutes. Even in bad games defensively, he still gets you 10 rebounds and 10 points in 10 minutes.
I mean,
like, I don't know. It's one of those things that, not to say I want to trade Drummond. I think Drummond's played better this season. I think he's been a really solid piece for us. I think I don't understand Billy Donovan's infatuation with not using 7-footers, which makes you even more concerned about, even going to get somebody that's going to help us with rim protection or something like that. Because is Billy going to play him? You know what I mean? Like Marco got in on this. Marco literally got in because we were in Paris.
So in his last 19 games played, he's only had 2 games over in double-digit points. That's what I mean. Like I feel like we remember the impact he had to start the season. And even double-digit rebounds, he's had 2 double-digit rebound games in his last 19 games played. Now, some of that is on Billy Donovan.
How many minutes played in them games? Though?
So he's still averaging almost 11 minutes per game over those last 19 games.
A lot in 11 minutes, dog.
Yeah.
That's a lot of production in 11
What are you talking about? I didn't give you a number. I just said he's only had 2 double-digit rebound games. That's not really a lot. Not for the way he was playing at first, bro. Like
we talk about what? 9 and 8. What's he averaging?
He's averaging. So in January, hold on, let me go back to this.
He ain't played one game.
He's played in 5 games in January. He's averaging 10 minutes, 5 rebounds, and 5.8 points per game. Again, not horrible, but then even in December he played 15 games. He played in December, 13 minutes per game over that. 5 rebounds, 5.1 points per game. Drummond's taking a hit. Like the per minute, like if the per 36 minutes are going to look good for Drummond, but just the way that he played at the beginning of the season, he's fallen off from that considerably. And I think that we just remember what he can be.
I take the Charles Barkley approach when it comes to per 36. If he could play per 36, he'd be out there for 36. Exactly. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Yeah. Still a lot of production for 10 minutes of play, bro. Like you showed up for 10 minutes. You gave me 5 rebounds.
Yeah, but I would like to see the breakdown of how many of those rebounds are off his own misses.
That could be a fact as well.
That's a big factor to that as well.
I will not confirm nor deny that he be building up his own stats out here. Hey, man, but sometimes you got to build it up, just like Built Bar. Built Bar's out here helping you build up yourself. If you're looking for a delicious treat, but don't want all the fats and the calories, you got to try Built Bar. Here's the thing. Holidays are over now. We're into January, trying to get yourself going. Are you still in the gym? I am. It hurts. But I'm trying my best to find ways to eat better. And I'm going to be 100% with you. This is not ad read. This is legit me. I eat Built Bar every single day because I need to eat 6 meals a day, and there's no way that I'm sitting down and eating 6 actual meals. So 2 of those meals for me usually end up being a Built Bar. Why? Because for one, they're covered in 100% real chocolate. 2, they have fire flavors like churro, peanut butter brownie, coconut almond. 3, I like candy. So it gives me that feel and that sugar that I want, but without the candy bar hit, right? There's only 130 calories, 4 grams of sugar, and a whopping 17 grams of protein. And now I don't even have to wait. I don't have to go to built.com. Although, according to Nick Angstead, you can still use the promo code LOCKED15 if you need to go over at built.com. But you can now find them at your local Walmart or Sam's Club. Where you can get the 4-pack of cookies and cream or double chocolate or coconut puffs or the 13-bar box at Sam's Club with the brownie batter and churros. I'm telling y'all, you can thank me later. Check out Built.com. Check out Walmart. Check out Sam's Club for your Built Bars today.
Just got to throw it in there. In those 10 minutes, Drum is also averaging almost 3 fouls in 10 minutes. So he's giving you.
That's the part right there that is like, hey, dog. How you do that, bro? That's impressive. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of them with fam when he
2.6 fouls in 10 minutes is tough, bro.
And this is the worst part of it, right? This is the worst part of it. He always does like some foul. We just run somebody over, like hit somebody with a bow to the back of the forehead, or like just
to the back of the forehead.
Right? Yeah, exactly, bro. And you know what I mean? Like 100%. Exactly what I said. And then he like looks at Io DeSumo and goes, "All right, let's calm down." Like, no, you calm down, brother. Why are you so aggressive right now?
Oh man, so we talked a little bit about it at the top, man. You were live calling this game. How difficult was it to live call the game where the score was not right anywhere, bro? Like that was so interesting.
I need y'all to understand how bad it was, right? At first, I'm like, yo, this is a 2-point you dig. Like, if this game comes down to the wire, like, we in trouble out here. But it got concerning. It was bad quick. So I'm on the score app. The score app had it. At the time when we focused on it most, when everybody in the chat was commenting on it, the score app had it 56. I believe it had it 56-48 or something like that. And then FanDuel had it 58-58. CBS had it 57-42. NBC had it 56-50. Like it was all over the place, bro. I had no idea what the real score was. Nobody had any idea what the real score was. They needed Sam Smith, the OG, since the 1990s with Michael Jordan, who still keeps a hand box score for players and how they scored and what they put up and blah, blah, blah. They needed Sam Smith to tell them what the score was at a professional NBA game.
That's wild, bro.
Bruh.
That's crazy.
And Sam just there, you know what I mean? Sometimes just like, I feel like the whole thing went down and it was just like, man, like, is it 2? Do you know the score? Nobody knows the score. Sam knows the score. Like somebody just showed up, was like, y'all know Sam been keeping the box score since 1989.
You know, it was probably Stacy too. He's like, Sam got the score right. You can see like Stacy was like
Sam gave me my original first game box score yesterday
and signed it.
Dog, it was so whack, bro. How was it just like visually for y'all, bro? Because the thing was, I was on NBA TV too, who also they had it right. NBA TV had it.
NBA TV was the only one that had it right, which makes sense since they're the one airing the damn game. But bro,
but they had the quarter wrong the entire time.
But bro, there was a time where on ESPN it said that it was 50. It was like 56 to 52. That score, the score was never that in the game. There was never a single time where that was the score in the game. That's what's so crazy. It's like, bro, like what? I need to know if the person who was supposed to keep score ever saw a game of basketball before. Maybe he thought every shot whether winning or not, you got some point. I have no idea, bro. They were trying to apply cricket rules to basketball is what it was, bro.
Bro, that was the best part, bro. I swear I was watching the Google scoreboard and it said like 63-41. And I was like, this never happened. So this is even more hilarious. And they were trying to fix it but they were fixing it as the game went on. So like Zach LaVine knocked down a free throw, and then it became 64-40, and they just took 1 point away from them and gave it to the Bulls. I was like, how's this working, dog? I will say this. I see somebody in the comments say, is France give them a hall pass? Here's the thing. It's not just the fact that they was playing in France. Like, all you had to do was watch the game. I believe each of these companies has a person that does this or some sort of program that does this. But I guess that might be the part where it's messed up, because if it's messed up in the stadium, that's where you could have some issue. I don't know how that works. I'd love to get somebody on to figure that out, because I was dying laughing. It was the funniest thing in the world to me, because I was like, bro, what if this comes down to a 2-point game? I'm going to already be pissed that it's a 2-point game. But then on top of that, I'm going to be like, bro, did we really win?
It was one of the more interesting things I've ever seen in an NBA game, bro. Like I've seen the clock turn off, right? The scoreboard turn off to where you don't see the score, but at least when it comes back on, it's right.
It's right.
I've never seen ESPN, Yahoo Sports, FanDuel, everywhere have the score just so wrong, and they were all different, bro. Like I always thought in my head that all these places like pull in the score from one centralized place. Clearly they don't. Nobody knew what the score was, bro. Could you imagine trying to bet on this game in the middle of the game? Like,
well, that was the best part. FanDuel was showing like 58-58. Like, you think you're in a close game. If you're not watching this game, then all of a sudden you look and it's like, how did they lose 14 points? Somebody's point shaving. There's no way you lost.
That you can't even categorize that as point shaving. That would just be cheating at that point.
Cheating,
like that's
bro.
not even.
You're not shaving, bro. You just straight cutting. You point cutting at that point, bro.
That's wild, man. But this is a fun game to watch. Hopefully, I'm tired of saying it's just where the Bulls turn it around, because listen, it all is going to be revealed through action, bro. Like you got to, like I said before, I'm at the place in this team where you got to show me. Yeah. That's it. They showed it tonight. Against the Pistons. Let's see what they do against other teams going forward in their schedule. We get 3 days off again, which I don't know what me and Pat are going to do. Oh no, it's the weekend, so don't even worry about it. We're gonna be cool with the 3 days off. But we come back immediately to a back-to-back Monday and Tuesday, where we face Atlanta and Indiana in back-to-backs. Atlanta's struggling right now. Indiana lost Halliburton, so we'll see how those two games go. But Pat, anything left before we go today?
How do you think the jet lag is going to affect them coming back? You said on the last episode, it takes about a week for you to get your body readjusted. How do you think coming back to like our time zone? It's basically just like,
are they flying back tonight? Because if they have the weekend, if they fly back tonight and then have the weekend to kind of reset, I think they'll be fine by Monday.
I don't know. That's a good question. It's
not like they were over there for a long time either. They were over there for 3 days. So yeah, I mean, if they fly back, if they have the weekend to kind of reset and get their sleep schedule back on, but at the end of the day, is this. Listen, I don't care. You ain't got no excuse. You're a professional athlete. You can deal with it. That's it. That's all I got to say. I ain't got no more excuses for this team, bro.
You're not a human.
Listen,
no jet lag for you.
No jet lag for you. If the ankle's broke, tape it up and get back on the court. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
relax there, Stephen A.
Now, listen,
not Stephen A. Skip Hazeless.
Just like Captain America said in Avengers, if you die, get back up. That's all I can tell you. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you.
Follow us on everything at Locked On Bulls. You can follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Appreciate y'all for showing love.
You guys can follow me at CEO Haize. That's CEO Haize. We want to thank you for making Locked On Bulls your first listen today. Now for your second listen, check out Game to Game. Every moment, every top performance, every result, Locked On Game to Game covers every game from around the NBA with local analysis that only Locked On can deliver. Follow Game to Game on Locked On NBA, available on the Odyssey app, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. For Pat the Designer, I'm Haize. This is Locked On Bulls. We out, y'all. Peace.